Okay, we're going to try some more Common Core geometry. We're looking at Module 4, Lesson 12 this time on page 145 of the teacher guide. And let's look at the opening exercise. It's going to ask us to plot the points A, -4, 5, and B, 12, 13. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the Geogebra tool. I've got it open already with the algebra window and the graphics window and the input down below. So I think the easiest way to get those points in is to say point A is -4, 5, and point B is 12, 13. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can see those. So I'll use the zoom tool over here. And maybe I'll use the move tool a little bit. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit more. And maybe I'll just use that move tool so that we can find point B. And let's also just use this drop-down style menu, and we'll turn on the grid. All right, let's go ahead and connect those up using not the line tool. If I hit the drop-down, I get segment tool. Go from A to B. And we connect to that line. So it wants us to draw the up and over, label the point at the right angle C. So I think it wants us to make a right angle C down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn on the point tool. And I think I had snap to grid on. So hopefully that'll work here. Let's see if I can draw a point over there. And it's not exact, but I can fix that if I just go over here to the algebra side. I know that's close enough to 12, and this is close enough to 5. And if we were to think about it, that would be right along the 5, and this would be right along the 12. So I'll enter kind of fixed point C. So let's use the segment tool a little bit more. It wants us to connect AC and BC, so let's go ahead and draw those segments in there. And to make this look a little nicer, maybe we'll just change the style on these two. Maybe we'll make these dashed lines perhaps, and maybe make them a color. And maybe we'll do the same thing over here. I'll use the select tool, click on this guy, make him dashed, and orange also is fine. All right, so they stand out, I guess, a little bit. All right, so what is the length of AC? Well, it did it for me automatically. If I hadn't, I could turn on the measurement tool, and I can find the distance or length and click on that, but it certainly is there already. And so 16 for AC, 8 units. All right, what is the halfway point on AC? Label it P. So we have a couple tools that can do that for us. On the point tool, we have midpoint or center, so I can just go ahead and choose that midpoint or center tool. If you're not sure what it does, after you select it, just mouse over, select 2 points, a segment, conic. I'm just going to select this one. It wants us to label it P, so software chose D for me, but since it's selected, if I just change it to P, I just type a P on my keyboard, it's labeled as point P. I can move it a little bit out of the way. And what are the coordinates of P? If I look over here, it tells me P is 4, 5. All right, switching over to the next page. Mark the halfway point on BC and label it R. So let's do the same thing for BC here. We'll just get this tool. We'll click on this segment. We'll type in the R. And we can find that R is at 12, 9. Now it wants us to draw a segment from P to AB perpendicular to AC. All right, so we can certainly do that. Let's grab this perpendicular line tool, which was already selected for us. So what we need there, point and line. So we want it to pass through point P. We want it to be perpendicular to this line. Mark the intersection with AC as point M. So let's go ahead to here. We'll select the intersect tool. And we want this line and this line, and we want to call that M. And maybe we'll just move the M over a little bit. What are the coordinates M? It should tell us right here, 4, 9. Draw a segment from R to AB perpendicular to BC, so we'll do almost the same thing, perpendicular line here. Let's grab the perpendicular line tool. We'll grab the point, we'll grab the line, and there we have that. What do we notice? Well, we also notice that that is 4, 9, the intersection with AC. So just looking at the rest of these, average x coordinate. And really it looks like for the rest of this one, we just keep dividing either in halves or 3/4, and since these sides are nice whole numbers like 16 and 8, it divides up pretty evenly. So we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to example 1. We'll be doing that one next. That's about it for this one.